The NFL is the reason why Fox Sports exists. We were literally born to do football.
That was then. Crowded production trucks.
In a short week, they played a lot of snaps. Offensively, over 90 snaps in that game against Houston.
Broadcast booths that are not socially distanced. The pandemic has changed all of that.
I think at that time, our country really needed the return to sports just for us to get the best shot. Fox was great because Fox had NASCAR and baseball.
They should score some runs.
And they're going to try to do that today. When you think about this Astros,
I got a little taste of it with baseball. I'm in one city, my announcer's at home in St. Louis, and my other announcer's in Atlanta, and the game is in Washington, and none of us are there. So it's interesting.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you on this afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching tonight. My partner is EK Eric Karros, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt.
I mean, I never did that ever. I mean, maybe when I was a kid calling Nintendo games off a TV screen, that was the last time I called a game off a TV screen.
The biggest takeaway from us starting our NASCAR broadcasts, kind of as the pandemic was allowed to open back up for us, was the fact that we could do things remotely that we had never done before.
The success of Fox's remote broadcast gave them the confidence to produce NFL games on site.
Show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah, absolutely. The show must go on.
In going to the sites, and we've had to give up a lot to do it, but just going there and the announcers being in the booth and we being in our own truck, social distancing, has made it a lot easier than doing it the other way. And this is the right way of doing it. Because in doing it with people in different locations, you found out that you had delays. You know, they expect a big dose of the running game. That's what New England is nowadays.
I think the only way that we can do this is to do it safely. So I think safety has to be a priority. Nobody was forced into doing this. And I think that's when you have the opportunities for success. We're doing the best we can. We're making it work in a very challenging environment.
Cam evaluation, not only this year, but do they bring him back? I think is an interesting storyline.
I think the conversations that you have are the things that you're missing. They're the guys that you know over the course of years, especially with the analysts.
Free agent, what have you. Is it intelligence one or two? I think depends on the position. But it's certainly one of the critical factors.
I'm a big meet-in-person guy. When we did our production meetings, there were times where I wouldn't do a conference call or do a virtual type setting, but I always wanted to be in the room with the coaches and the players we were talking to, just to read body language, to see the eyes, and I think it really just, they're more at ease, they're more apt to give you some information, that maybe wouldn't come across on a conference call or a virtual setting. So that's been a hard part for me.
And how often would you self-scout, what you guys do as a staff to make sure that you haven't dipped into any type of trend like that?
I would say any good team in any sport and any good player in any sport has strong tendencies.
With the Zoom calls, we get the meetings with the coaches and the players.
Give us a little feel for how you're viewing that group right now going forward.
Yep. Can't understate Rex's role.
Then without their legendary Larry Fitzgerald, what's lost? What goes out the window with a guy like that out of the lineup?
Just the experience. I think it sticks out.
I think we've done a really good job of being able to have a conversation and create an atmosphere where it is very conversational and we're getting good information.
Hey, has Cam offered to dress you for post-game?
My daughters take a picture every single time, home or away, because the outfit is definitely must-see for them. So.
Oh, definitely.
Look, this is a new normal. And you need to kind of look at it like, what are the unexpected opportunities? I think people are actually pretty focused on the Zoom calls. We get really good information. We had a great talk with Coach Belichick yesterday,
Bill, we really appreciate your time today. It was really, really awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Good to talk to you.
Thanks,
have a good one. We'll see you down the road.
While the Zoom calls are valuable, it's literally the only interaction the broadcast crews have with the clubs.
Like access on game day, we're not allowed. None of us are allowed. Even the sideline reporter is not allowed on the field. But I have Pam Oliver with us, and she's terrific. And she's been doing this since '94, I guess, when Fox has football. And she's used to a certain way of doing it.
I can maybe add his own perspective. One thing I asked him right off the bat is he going to go all out? Does he feel limited in any way? He said, if I'm going to play, I'm going to play. Everything's communicated via text. Even the injury information that I get, it comes from the PR guy on the sideline who has to first send it up to the PR guy upstairs, and this is after the trainer has okayed it, and then it'll finally get to you. You're like fourth in line to get the information.
I would tell you that the sideline reporter post-game interview is the hardest thing we have to do right now.
We have positions already set up, so hopefully the star player can just walk over to that position. It's not always that easy to do, but you had to find a way around it, which just speaks to what this whole thing boils down to. You just have to find a way around these situations that we find ourselves in terms of covering a sport during a very tragic time.
No fans in the stands create a different dynamic where a new opportunity for the networks has emerged.
What I will tell you is that hearing the on-field communication between players, to me, is one of those experiences that you wouldn't have a chance to have.
It'll be a 3rd and goal. Harris and White in the game. That's Harris going in motion.
There it is. There's that split stance. Nope. Nice job, Cam.
I'm going to get it to White. Looking to get to the pylon. He's in for the touchdown.
It's crazy. It's crystal clear. You can hear, changes in the play at the line of scrimmage.
He has a quarterback run again, diving forward up the middle. He's got first down. That's what he has.
Despite the pandemic, one thing remains unchanged.
This is my 39th season covering the NFL, and I've loved every minute of every game. So to have the opportunity during this very trying time in the world's history has been a remarkable gift.
Change.
I'm thankful every single day of my life, but as far as it relates to work, I never take it for granted.
No other year, at no other time, has sports and entertainment been more important just for us to escape.
Now, don't get fooled. They're going to be looking downfield for the big play. They've got Christian Kirk. They've got DeAndre Hopkins. That's a part of it.
We want to take people away and forget what is going on and maybe give you 3 hours, and you don't have to deal with that.
And he's a world of trouble, and he can't get back to the line of scrimmage again. You talk about that eye.
Trust me, I know we're not saving lives, but I hope that the people that are saving lives, maybe if they get a minute, can be like relax on the couch and feel a little bit of stress relief by watching us. And if that helps, then I mean, yeah, I do take pride in it.
And everybody sacrificed, not gone out to dinner, not seen this person, wear their masks. And to me, that's huge because we don't want to let the guy next to me down, or we don't want to let America down. We just want the show to go on.
2, 1, roll it.